Hi, everybody. How are you? I see that Danny and Evelyn are already here and already talking. Evelyn, congratulations as a new Gogokid teacher. Now have Evelyn as VIP Kid and Gogokid teacher. So awesome. And hi, Kim. She just joined us. Danny and Evelyn have already been chatting. Danny had two blah students today who were really disinterested and refused to look at the screen. She would rather teach a student who is struggling than a student who just doesn't care and participate. Yes, same, Danny. I've had my fair share of disinterested students. I had one girl and she became a regular. Okay, let me tell you what she would do. And all the other teacher to teacher feedback was like this too. So this is what would happen. So all you would see was the top of her head like this. And then she would barely answer. When she first started coming to my class, she would leave. Like she would leave the classroom and come back. So one time she had to do the George Washington Carver story 3 times. One time with me, must have been with another teacher. And then she came back to my class again and she was doing the same lesson. Like she never finished it with me. I think the parents must have gotten on her because she then became like a good student. And like I actually started to enjoy seeing her on my schedule, but I haven't seen her in a while. But I'm with you, Danny. I'd rather work with a struggling kid than with someone who just doesn't even care. Actually, one of my teacher to teacher feedbacks that I'll read you in a minute is actually about that. Danny asked how my weekend was. Not too exciting, but I'm okay with that. My weekends are usually crazy busy, and I was happy that it wasn't too crazy. My tutoring, they canceled on me, which I was glad because I had a lot of things to do at my house. I didn't even go to my son's soccer game. It was super early in the morning on Sunday, and I had already booked classes, so I had forgotten ahead of time about it. So my husband took him. All right, so how was everybody else's classes? I had 6 today, but I was paid for 7. My very last slot was a student no-show. I thought about going early, but I feel like you guys expect me at 10:30 and I tell everybody 10:30, so I want to keep it consistent. You can tell me in the chat box, like, if I went earlier, would you see or tell, or would you not even be expecting me till 10:30? But anyway, we have a lot to talk about. If anybody missed Danny's live stream on Friday, she went live in the afternoon. You've got to go check that out. She gave some great information about Lyme disease. I am coming out with a video very soon. Danny read my script on the air. Danny, I literally dropped everything on Thursday night through Friday, like trying to get that video done for you. Like I dropped everything in my life. Then on the weekend, I was trying to like do everything I needed to do to catch up. So that video will be coming out soon. Hi, Joanne. I already said hi to Kim. Hi, Marianne. Good morning. Danny says, gives us time for feedback. Do whatever he feels right. Yeah, I actually got my feedback done. Usually when I go live, I don't even get my feedback done because I end at 10 and then maybe I'm trying to get ready for you guys. Maybe I'm getting more comfortable with this because I didn't feel like, oh my gosh, what am I going to talk about? What am I going to say again? But I ended at 9:30, so I've done my feedback. Fed my daughter, had time to load the dishwasher. Yes, it has had some good comments so far. Good, Danny. Since it's not on my channel, I don't get notifications. So I'm just going to have to remember, and you can remind me to like go there and check the comments. But that's good. And I posted it to a few places. I posted it to like a Christian Lyme disease Facebook group. Actually, Evelyn posted your video yesterday on the official VIPKID Facebook page. There was somebody who posted that she had found a tick on her while she was teaching classes. And actually, Evelyn, you must not have had the last slot booked yesterday because like I saw in the corner of my eye like a notification while I was teaching my last class. And then I was able to check it later. And she posted your video. So I commented on it, of course, and commented on a few comments. The woman whose post it was, I never heard from her, but I met somebody new, and I hope she comes today. There was somebody else who was posting a lot of comments and stuff on the chat, and she was, answering a lot of questions. So I clicked on her name, and her profile picture and her cover photo was all about Lyme disease and awareness. So she's an advocate like me. And we ended up talking privately. She actually has Lyme disease. So I'm surprised she is able to teach. But she says, some days she has to wear a migraine hat, or I saw her posting on the official page today about allergies. But, anyways, she also is a Lyme advocate. She also works in the video field and is a teacher. So she actually has a lot in common with me. I hope she comes today. And she watched your video, Danny, and she said it had a lot of great information. Danny, trust me, the people in the Lyme community are like critical of any misinformation. So I know you consulted me before doing the video. Your information is very accurate. You get a lot of compliments, even if you don't see them. Yes. So good making connections. Let's see. I'm trying to read the chat. The Grateful Limey. Oh, that was someone that commented on your video, I think, Danny. It has 80 views. Good. It deserves it. I mean, well, I hope what I really hope is that people who people who need the information, like your friends who are farmers and gardeners that didn't know how seriously they should take it, or didn't know that they really need to take serious protecting themselves. I hope those are the people, especially, that it gets out to. I'm working on my video. So you guys, I went back. I know that during the time my daughter was in a wheelchair that I took some pictures. But you know how if you take pictures, like usually you can find them in more than one spot. Like they're either on your computer, or you posted them to Facebook, or you sent them to someone. Like I took a few pictures, but never ever posted them on Facebook because I'm sensitive to my daughter didn't want me to. And so I could not find any pictures of her in a wheelchair. I think I took one at the doctor's office. Her 5th grade graduation, she was in a wheelchair. I have a few pictures of that, but to be sensitive to her, she never wanted them posted on Facebook, and I never did. And I went back to the year that I knew it happened, and all my pictures are happy, great, wonderful things that we're doing. And I mean, I know I can bring awareness, but to be respectful for her, we were all children once, and children can be cruel. And if she doesn't want it out there, then I'm going to respect that. But I was just thinking, if you were just Facebook friends with me and you didn't know me, you wouldn't have known all that was going on in my life. You would have just seen happy pictures. So everybody remember that when you're going on people's Facebook. Maybe you don't know the whole story, and maybe for one reason or another, they can't tell you the whole story. You can't post everything. But yeah, all of them. Yes, it is, Danny. And it's even things I don't know, things like we'll go to an amusement park and you'll see the happy pictures, but then you don't see that for 3 days later, my daughter is in bed healing from that amusement park. And I'm sorry about that. Good thing you guys can't give me a bad review. I need to text my daughter and tell her to take her pills. So anyways, I will get that video out. My husband says we have pictures on the cloud, and he doesn't know how to get to it. So I may not even have any pictures. So I have 6 people watching. That's awesome. Hello, Heather. I share few personal things on Facebook. I'm very private about my personal life. Same. And you can't always. I think Facebook gets a lot of criticism, oh, people are just fake. But you can't really. I mean, you might say, oh, my husband gave me flowers. Should you? And would it really be wise to post, I got in a fight with my husband today, So I just feel like you can't always. Yes, Heather. Kim says she keeps to herself too. Yeah. Same. I mean, you just can't. And Facebook is like kind of everybody you've ever known in your life. You don't, I will tell my intimate friends some things of what's going on. And in some ways, even though I'm live and I'm public right now, I feel like you guys are like an intimate group of friends. Like, I don't have a big channel. I don't have time for a big channel. I haven't even like gotten out my video Danny wanted me to get out. We just have a group of us that just keep going to each other's lives. So I feel like we're an intimate group of friends. And if anything ever gets too personal, I could always delete this video when the lives are over. Danny says, I used to share everything. Now I'm 2.5 years clean from Facebook. Good for you, Danny. I don't know if I could do it. But, I mean, we all have different personalities. I kind of get that your personality, you're kind of an open book. I can tell from your videos too. And, that's a good quality because sometimes you can really help people. Like, I've tried to be more open about the, Lyme and what's going on because I feel like I can help people, but then like sometimes you have to be sensitive to the other people in your life if they don't want things shared. Like my daughter doesn't, I'm Facebook friends with some people whose moms go to school with her that she knows, and she doesn't want me to. I can't. So I try to, when I do share stuff, I share more general, like this is what's going on with Lyme. This is how to protect yourself. Okay, Jenny says, I just set it to private. If you want to hide it, you still can get the watch time, but it's his doctor. I don't know what you're talking about. Did I miss something? Okay. Yes, Heather, it has. Okay, Kim says, yes, Heather, it has. Danny, I used to share more, but now my husband and I share a page and keep more to ourselves. I have Facebook because we live 4 hours from friends and family. That's a good idea. I didn't think about starting a page. Same. So my husband's family lives in upstate New York, and like his aunt, I consider her my aunt too, but she always like thanks me because I share things about the kids on Facebook, and that helps her to keep up. Like, she's thanked me profusely, like, thank you that you share, you know. So I think it is good to be able to keep up with people. And like sometimes I've been able to keep in touch with someone that I wouldn't have, like maybe a mom that our kids went to preschool together and I haven't seen them in years, and I see them at the store and we say hi, and I know what's going on with them because I've seen them on Facebook. Like that kind of a thing you wouldn't be able to do without Facebook, but it can be addicting. I agree, Danny. Yes, it is sweet. She's very sweet. Yes. She actually has Lyme disease too. So, yeah, I actually talk to her a lot. Um, Facebook is information intelligence gathering. I'm very, very apprehensive. You know what, Heather, you would like, there's this documentary about Google. Maybe you've already seen it, knowing you, but it's all about how Google shares and saves our information, which YouTube is a Google thing. It's a little scary, but I don't want to like stop using it because literally I have a Gmail account. I do YouTube. Sure, there's other platforms besides YouTube, but most people are going to search YouTube when they want information. Skeptics unite. Yeah. All right. So how is everybody's classes? How is your booking frenzy? How is your weekend? The best part about doing Mondays is I get to ask about the weekend and the booking frenzy. So mine was pretty good considering I had 21 bookings when I woke up this morning, but I didn't open that many slots. So the week that just opened up, that 2 weeks from now, I'm taking 3 days of that. I'm working at my other job, and I only opened 3 slots before my other job, and then I'm taking off 1 day to run in the Lyme disease 5K. It's pretty early in the morning, so that's like a lot of time I'm taking off. So last week I had a lot more slots open, and I had 27 bookings Monday morning. So I had 21 today with not a lot of slots open. That was pretty good, I consider. I got 7 5-apple parent feedbacks between last night. Like right now I'm looking at my app. So that's awesome. I got some good parent feedbacks. Time off and run. I'm a little nervous because I'm so out of shape. So Danny, I need your inspirational videos. Every once in a while, Danny like posts a video like, I want to encourage you to do yoga. You need to take time for yourself and exercise. So yesterday I did my elliptical. I had a little time since my tutoring job canceled. But that's like, I want to try to at least do that 3 times a week. It's really hard with all the appointments. I told you guys last week how many appointments I have. And I actually have a lot this week. Actually, this is going to be a crazy week. Today I have an appointment after my daughter's school, but it's like local. It's just physical therapy, but we're seeing her Lyme doctor. We're seeing, she's getting an MRI. And then my doctor wanted her to get some IVs to flush her liver because she's afraid of the contrast being, very toxic. So I had to schedule the MRI out in that direction. It's an hour away. I have a very busy week. So Heather says, I'm planting this week. I'm far behind getting out in the dirt. Yeah, you and Danny have a lot in common then. Yeah, I married a landscaper because I don't even like to work outside. Danny says, I ran a 5K cold turkey. It hurt. I did it a few years ago. I ran the 5K, the same one. I remember being like dead to the world. I'll probably be that way this time. I got home and was dead. I'll probably end up walking most of it. I'm like less in shape now than I was then. So Marianne said, I did a slow walk 6 miles yesterday as part of my training. Good for you. Marianne's doing a marathon, right? Danny married a chef. Doesn't always work the way you think. Oh, so I guess he doesn't always do the cooking then. A chef would have been good. Actually, my husband likes to cook, so I can't complain. On the weekends, he grills and he cooks things. So, oh, a half marathon. Okay, that's still what, like 13 miles? That's a lot. Like, oh, yeah, a lot. Like 3 times as many as I'm doing. So, yeah, so my 5 apples, that was one of the things I said I was going to talk about. So I had, you know how you guys, it's really meaningful when parents actually write something. I mean, usually they just tag things when they actually like write something. So, I had a parent, this happened before even today because I was already planning to talk about this. Actually, I'll read you the really sweet one too. Okay, so I had a little boy named Jason. So they gave me 5 apples and tagged me in a whole bunch of tags. Excellent prop usage, excellent pronunciation corrections, patient, great class environment, and positive encouragement. So then this is what she said. Children are easily distracted in class. Please, teacher, can you be more strict? Thank you. Okay, so I'm like not one of those people who can't take constructive criticism. Like she obviously liked my class. She gave me 5 apples, gave me a lot of good tags. So I was like, well, I need to go watch the video to see what she's talking about. Like I teach a lot of classes, like Marianne, she teaches more than me. But like I don't remember every student, especially if they haven't been coming a long time. So I really didn't remember this kid. So I'm picturing like probably a young kid who's like all over the place. Well, that wasn't really the case. Like I watched the video and he was slow to answer. Now a lot of students are slow to answer. Like I mean, I've heard a lot of people give the advice like they need time to translate it in their brain and then think about it and spew out English. So it took him a while to answer. I thought he just needed extra time to process. Perhaps he was playing video games. I couldn't tell. I started really trying to watch the video. Maybe there was a little blue. Like I truly am not the type that can't take constructive criticism. I just not really sure what the mom was talking about. Like he wasn't the kind who was acting up or acting crazy. Like I said, the only thing I can think is maybe he was playing video games and that's why it took him a while to answer. He could have been on his phone, but I don't know. I decided, I always reply if they actually type something because they took the time. I was like, I'm not going to like argue. I just said like, okay, thank you for letting me know how I can be better. But I got another one where they actually wrote something. This was a brand new student And when they write something, I go back and look. Like when I watch the class, like I didn't even think there was anything significant about the class. So you guys, sometimes you might just think it's a normal class, but maybe it means a lot to them. So, okay, here it is. Here's my 5 apples where I got. Okay, the tags were timely error correction, excellent TPR, excellent pronunciation corrections, patient, appropriate extension, positive encouragement. The first time on this teacher's class, feel good. Oh, the teacher has a lot of oral communication. See you next class. So I watched the playback, and now I remember when I was watching the playback, I was asking a lot of questions because like that was one of those classes where the pacing was going really fast. Like, this is going to end very early if I don't slow things down. So, every slide I'm asking a question. And she was a little shy, so you just had to like ask more questions. And then we played the dice game at the end, Danny, which led to more conversation. So that was a really nice one. My first time with her, and they really liked all the extension. Okay. Danny got a sweet one this weekend. Type in the chat box, tell us what they said. And then she said, I had one shooting at me with fake guns today. Did they look real? Because I haven't had this experience, but I've heard some people say like the toy guns look really, really real. But since they don't have guns in China, that like they look so real and people are okay with that. Conversation, I think the parents love that. Yes. The only time I find it really hard to have a conversation is like when you have a student that's really struggling and you're worried about the pacing and like trying to get, you want to end at a certain time and you need to get through all the material. Or you have one, I have one like this and he's a regular. I mean, he's a good student, but like if you ask him an extension question, he'll just regurgitate like the key sentences, which at least he's a good student. He's learned them, but like he's not having a real conversation with you or giving a real answer. Okay, Danny's going to read it on Wednesdays live. I can't wait to hear that. Yes. All right. So how was everybody else's classes and your weekend? Have any of you, remember last week I told you guys about the famous person free talk class? Did anybody have that between now and last week? They ended up rebooking me, which was good, and they booked me for a regular class yesterday. They gave me 5 apples for the class that I had yesterday, and they're the type who give 5 apples all the time, which is awesome. But I noticed they did not give me 5 apples on that famous person class. Yeah, I didn't feel like it was our best class together either, and the curriculum isn't my fault, but I can't say I blame them, and I don't automatically think I deserve 5 apples every time, but they literally have given me 5 apples for every class except that one. So I wonder if they're just done with free talk. That really wasn't the best class for people. Danny says, I taught the new family trial at VIPKID twice today. It was so much better than the old trials. Okay, I teach the family one a lot, so I'm not really sure if there is a new family one, like if it's the one I've taught or not. Cam said, I have a kid like that too, Kelly. He can't answer questions that aren't part of the lesson, but we are working on it. He is doing better each class. Last week, he cheated on me with another teacher. I know. Doesn't it feel like they're cheating on you if they go to another teacher? It really does. I mean, I know we shouldn't feel that way, but we do. So you guys, I know Evelyn's part of the official Facebook group. I don't know about the rest of you, but I have seen the chat on the official Facebook group that like VIPKID actually encourages kids to try new teachers, maybe even gives them incentives. And somebody's theory behind that was that like, you know how a teacher may leave, let's say I like leave VIPKID completely and go to Gogokid. They have kids that are loyal and they'll go. So they're trying to like appeal. They want you to be loyal to VIPKID and not to a teacher. And that's why they do it that way. But I have noticed a couple of my regulars that book me the most. Actually, I haven't seen them in a while. I saw one of them on the Booking Frenzy, so I have an upcoming class with her, but I've seen, I went in to look, because you can check an old class and see the teacher-to-teacher feedback, and she's been taking classes. I have one who's very loyal to me. She's like on my Feedback Panda statistics, she's third. And I even saw that she took a class with another teacher, and she's the type like only comes to me. So yeah, I have heard that they're doing that. And Danny says, I haven't taught a trial in a while. It has play buttons to press and drag and drop. Okay, yeah, it's probably the one I've taught. And then Kim says, yes, I teach him 2 to 3 times a week normally. He saw someone else all last week. He was back today. I know, and you can't really ask them. I mean, it'd be awkward. Marianne says, I have regulars I wish would check out on other teachers. Been there. Actually, a few of those have left me. The one that showed the ceiling I was talking about earlier. I mean, like I said, she's gotten a lot better, but hey, I'm okay if she wants to try other teachers. They'll come back, send a card. Yeah, I did. I did to one of them. The second one the other one still takes classes with me. I just see that once in a while she's seeing another teacher. And then the boy who has been my very first regular, he was my regular back when it was terrible and I had no other regulars. Haven't seen him in a while either, and I haven't sent him a card. I need to. Yeah. You guys, sorry, I'm distracted. I need to send my daughter a text about what to wear today. So go ahead and chat amongst yourself. Okay, bye, Heather. Watch the replay. Sorry, Kelly. Okay, I understand. How is everybody? Why don't you tell me about your weekend? Most of you teach over the weekend? I know Danny doesn't. She only teaches 5 days a week. What about the rest of you? Do you teach all weekend? Most kids I share with other teachers. So do I, Kim. I think I only have that one who mostly exclusively comes to me and has been seeing another teacher once in a while. Even my first and my second that's come to me the most, I know see other teachers. I'm interested in what meds and treatment is like for your daughter. Oh, okay. I'll answer that in a second. So let me just reply to this. I have to tell her what to wear. So actually, I am going to be addressing that, or at least showing her pillbox in my video. Marianne, do you take a day off or do you work 7 days a week? 3 Saturday. Why, Danny? Is it because you're trying to do the peak time slots or you're trying to get more hours? Okay, sorry guys. Yeah. So Kim said I've taken 1 day off Easter in 10 months. Wow. Yeah, so guys, normally I take Sundays I start 2 hours later. So that way I can still get the peak times. I'm going for the race. So I start at 7, which for me is the peak times. But this past so yesterday, my son had a game super early and had to be up at like 4:30. So I had to get up and help them get out the door. And like I had forgotten ahead of time to like close those slots. So I actually had a 6:30 booked. And like I didn't even get to sleep in. So yeah, I have some days where I have to take off coming up in the month of May. I'm taking off for the Lyme disease run, but I'm still getting up early, so that doesn't count. And I'm taking off Mother's Day this Sunday. And I have some other things coming up where I have to take off. So I think it is a good idea if I work the peak times when I can, since there are days I have to take off, or if I'm working my other job, I can't work the peak times. Yeah, I know. Danny's not going for the raise or peak because my mom is going to visit Thursday and we are taking a trip to Arkansas Thursday, Friday, Saturday, still teaching Thursday. So like you're leaving Thursday, but you're teaching Thursday morning. Yeah, and I'm always afraid of the internet wherever I go. Has anybody like, tried to teach while you're out. Hey, Evelyn, I thought you were here all along. You must have left and came back. I've been talking about you and talking to you, and you weren't even here. So Danny says only 900 classes and raise is up in July. Okay, here's a question for you, Evelyn, when you go live tomorrow, because you are the one talking about the raise. You're the raise expert. So let's say, Danny already knows she's not going to be able to make the raise by the time she gets 1 year. Can she be eligible for a raise again 6 months after 1 year since she didn't get the raise, or does she have to wait a whole nother year before she can even try again? So that's a raise question for you. Either you can answer in the chat box or talk about tomorrow. Marianne says, I'm going to STL Cardinals basketball game with my husband on Mother's Day. Nice, Marianne. I think I still have to go to a soccer game. Danny, hotel Wi-Fi is strong at most hotels. Mac can catch signals stronger, I think, and I'm not on a Mac. Yes, Danny has a video about teaching in a hotel when she had a water flood, so of course she didn't know ahead of time she was going to be in a hotel. She taught from the bathroom, and it looked really good. Like, you can't tell behind her. There was a nice background. Marianne, on her you're on your 5th contract? Do you mind if I ask, did you get a raise? A whole year. Oh, goodness. Only eligible for raise every 3rd, 5th, and 7th. Okay. So I guess I'll go ahead and answer, Danny, your question. If my daughter doesn't really like me talking about this, I guess I could delete this video later. Luckily, not too many people from my real life watch online teaching videos. I feel like my teaching life is like separate. We have to act a little crazy being the online teacher. Our videos are like, hi, I'm Teacher Kelly. That's not how I act in real life. My kids actually say, like, we don't like Teacher Kelly. We love our mama, but Teacher Kelly, keep her in the basement. Especially right after class. Like, sometimes I come up and still talking like it. You're in that mode. I forgot. I was giving my daughter breakfast. I'm like, how many do you want? She's like, stop. Yeah. Yeah, Danny said it's okay. I didn't want to stress to make 1,200. Figured I'd mess that up and get bad ratings. Yeah. But at least, Danny, you are making more at Gogokid. So, yeah, okay. So my daughter takes a lot of herbals, and basically every time we go to the doctor, her medications change. We go every 3 weeks. She just set it back to every 4. And we've had a bad week and a half. So that always happens. Whenever she's like, she's doing better, start seeing me every 4 weeks instead of every 3. I don't know. It just happens that way. Things go downhill. So we're seeing her on Tuesday. I'm going to tell her we need to start seeing her 3 times again. So our doctor treats, I know Heather will be watching this later, holistically, but Lyme is strong enough where you need antibiotics too sometimes. So it changes every single time we go, but she takes a whole mountain load. I should show you the pill box. I'll bring it next time if you're interested. And it will be in my live video. I showed a picture. A lot of Lyme patients will do an awareness video so that people are aware. They'll show a whole table of all the medications and supplements they take. And for every person, it's a lot. So our doctor is holistic. If she can treat holistically, use something instead of an antibiotic, she will. She is using some Chinese herbals, not Chinese herbals. There's some new herbals from Australia that she has gotten. And you can't even buy them online. A lot of the supplements you can buy in their shop, you can also buy online. But and she tries to keep up with the latest research and tries new things. And she looks at the whole picture, not just Lyme, because Lyme suppresses your immune system, so you can have a whole bunch of other problems. I didn't even tell you guys. A few years ago, we had mold in our house that was making her sick, and we had to literally redo our whole house. Hi, Pikachu. I've seen you at Danny's Lives. Do you work for VIPKID or Gogokid or another online company? If so, let me know. And if you want, let me know your first name. If not, I'll just call you Pikachu. Antibiotics are so hard to take. They make food taste like chalk to me. Yeah, she's had to take so many in her past 8 years. Um, yeah, Marianne, if you get a chance to see Danny's live or last week, I tell my story probably about 30 minutes in when I start talking about it a little more in detail. Um, but she also has had IVs that she's had to take every day. She does it weekly. They do what's called ozone therapy. So your body gets depleted of ozone. They draw the blood out and then mix it with like ozone, put it back in. So it's supposed to help your immune system. It's another like natural type remedy. Kim says, I had cat scratch fever the second time. The antibiotics I took made everything taste like metal. I lost 15 pounds on it. Okay, so Kim, I know that you're talking about Bartonella. So Bartonella is also a tick co-infection because usually when you get Lyme, the ticks can give you more than one disease. So Bartonella or cat scratch disease, they call it that because you can get it from a cat. My doctor says you can now get it from dogs too, but you can also get it from a tick. The reason they call it cat scratch is because literally you get rashes that look like somebody scratched you. So, Kim, did you have any rashes, if you don't mind me asking? So my daughter, the worst rash she had was on her back, and it was so huge. It literally looked like a bear claw went and like scratched her. And then she had smaller ones in other places, but that's the one that was the biggest and stayed the longest and still is there very faintly, very, very faintly now. Um, yes. And Marianne said all those antibiotics affect the liver. Yes. And our doctor gives a lot of like detoxing type things. So the first doctor we saw was strictly antibiotics. And some people's immune systems are naturally better at detoxing than others. And I don't think my daughter's was. So she does. Our doctor now is big on detoxing. That's why she wants her to come in after the MRI and get something special to detox the liver. I didn't know it was from a tick too. I didn't have rashes. I had swollen lymph nodes and fatigue. Where do you think you got it from, Kim? Do you think you actually got it from a cat, or were you bitten by a tick ever? Or maybe you didn't know it could have been related. But yes, ticks can bring more than one infection. So sometimes you're not just fighting Lyme. I definitely think my daughter had more than one because we started getting treated right away. I know we didn't get the best medication we could have for it, but 8 years later, after all that treatment, she's still dealing with it. She just had a lot of things transferred to her. Kim says, I actually had cat scratches on me. They assumed it was what was going on. Yeah. They look like real scratches. So they could have thought that that's what it was. But, if you Google Bartonella, I'm going to type in the chat box, so you know how to spell it. Or you could Google cat scratch. You will see, go to images, you will see people's like I remember my in-laws saw her scratches and they said, has she been scratching herself? And like, no, that's like a normal thing that happens with Bartonella. So I Googled Bartonella so I could show them, look, like a lot of people get this. I'm going to put it in the chat box. Wait, is this spelled with an O? I think that's how you spell it, or else it's N-T-E-N or T-O-N. Okay. Anyways, Kim says her cat scratched me. I mean, I got it each time from my cats. Okay. Thank you, Danny. Danny says, I want to do more to spread the word about Lyme. I really think we may have started a Farmer G in our life. That's awesome. That's awesome. Thank you. I'm so glad you're spreading it because most people don't want to spread it or do so much to spread the word if it's not affecting them, and here you are, it's not affecting you personally, but you found out what it could do. And I am glad you probably did save yourself by listening to me and taking it seriously, especially you told me like you found ticks in your kid's bedroom and on your cats and things. So I know you've said it before, but we were meant to meet. But the fact that you're going then the extra step to try to raise awareness to people, like that's amazing. I know. Danny says most people shrug it off. I'm baffled. I know. People like do not know how bad it can be. And if anybody wants to watch the movie, it's a documentary called Under Your Skin. So ask Danny. It's a powerful movie. Like you won't be able to not talk about it. She talked about it on her live. So you can get it on Amazon or Hulu. But when I was going to make a copy for Danny, I made a whole bunch of copies. So if anyone wants to private message me, and if you're still old fashioned and have a DVD player, I can still play DVDs on my computer. Just private message me your address and I'll send it to you. Anyone who wants it. Kim says, I will look into Bartonella. Thanks for telling me about it. Could explain rheumatoid arthritis. Yes, they might all be connected because a lot of people with Lyme or the tick co-infections like Bartonella are misdiagnosed with other things. So I don't want to scare you, but I do want you to at least do your research and be informed because knowledge is power. So Danny says, I will send that back to you when I finish it. So no, actually, you don't have to, Danny. I ended up making copies. So keep it. And if you want to give it to somebody else, if somebody else asks for it, like I'll send you another copy so you can have one to keep. Or if you know anyone and you want me to send you more copies, I can. I made about 8 copies. So no, you don't need to send it back at all. Okay. Yeah. So, and also I know, Kim, you said you had another like chronic illness. It's possible that they're all related. And at least if you know, you can get treated for the right thing. No problem. That's why I'm here to spread awareness. So, yeah. Oh my gosh, it's after 11. I can't stay too long, you guys. I have to get I can't speak. A front line endman. Anyways, I have to get my front line endman. I can't talk. You know what I'm saying. I got to get that done today, and I wanted to do that before I had to take my daughter. Oh, okay. Menaries. And I said I was going to look that up, and I never did. Okay. I'm going to come back to this live. So you guys, Danny, normally I go back and I look at my lives because I try to do constructive criticism. Like I see if I missed any conversation in the chat. You can't see everything in the chat. I try to be constructively critical of myself. How can I make the lives better? What did I do wrong? But you guys, last week, I watched the online teaching stuff. When I got to the Lyme stuff, I couldn't watch it. I couldn't do it. I know I couldn't do it. I didn't want to watch it again. I already live it. It was actually hard to tell you guys, and I didn't watch it. So if I missed something in the chat at that part of it, I just missed it. I couldn't watch it again. I just couldn't. Yes, thank you, Marianne. Front end alignment. Yeah, I'll probably be able to watch this one, but last one, yeah, I got pretty detailed. I remembered some painful things. I already lived it painful, so I didn't want to go back and watch it. Thank you, Kim. Well, you guys, I will see any of you tomorrow that go to Evelyn's lives on Tuesday and Thursday at 10:30 Eastern, 9:30 Central. Danny goes live right after classes, 9 or 10 Eastern, 9 Central. If any of you want to go live on Friday, you guys on Friday, I remember this past Friday thinking, oh, I got to do my feedback before I listen to the live. Oh, nobody's going live. Yeah, so somebody, if you want to pick up Friday, like I miss it when nobody's going live on Fridays after classes. I miss it. And I don't have enough to say to try to go live twice a week, especially that's like only a few days. So if somebody else wants to, come on, somebody else take on Fridays. I enjoy these. So on Friday, I'm lonely. Yes, I am. Danny went live Friday later in the day, but I'm used to, the lives on Fridays right after classes. Oh, yeah. Thanks, Danny. Danny says raw emotions are what sparks people attention. And actually, I'm like a very private person. Like, I don't get emotional at all. So the fact that I even got like choked up and a little emotional in my live, yeah. Yeah, Marianne, I'm not techie either. I'm not techie at all. I actually I am resisting that going to the PC app as long as possible. So, Evelyn, I see that you have a video out on how to use the PC app. Normally, I watch online teaching videos while I'm getting ready in the morning, but like I tried to watch that the other morning and I realized like I actually need to be looking at the screen when I'm watching it, not getting ready. So I'm going to watch your video, Evelyn. That's one that I need. So Marianne, Evelyn has a good video out. Well, I don't know if it's good. I haven't seen it yet, but Evelyn has a video out. I'm sure it's good. About how to use the PC app. So I need that. I'm just resisting. I'm going to use this. I'm using Safari or Chrome until I am kicked off in August when I'm forced to. Okay. Yes, I know. I know I am. The PC app is fun, the same as the updated portal. Okay, good to know it's fun. I will have to, I guess it's a fact of just getting used to it. Maybe I'll try it like one day. Stickers are different. Well, at least it's more fun. So, Marianne, you said you're not techie, but you're using the PC app. Okay, so maybe it's not that bad. All right, guys. Well, you guys have a great day. I will be live again tomorrow, letting you guys know way ahead of time. I will not be live on Memorial Day. All the other Mondays I will be, though. So you guys have a great day. And again, watch Danny's video. See you at Evelyn's live and Danny's live later in the week. What you resist persists. Yeah, it's going to persist. I'm going to be forced to use that PC app by August. So, okay, the stickers, just like the portal. I hope it's just like the portal. All right, bye, everybody. I will see you I will talk to you next week. Bye. You too. You guys all have a good day. Bye.